Data processing and analysis. So this is the next unit where you have collected data. We have discussed all the data collection methods. So after collecting data, how we are going to analyze the data and processing for your research. We will be discussing these things in the unit. So what is data analysis? Data analysis and data processing are interlinked. It may confuse you sometimes, but these two are almost same, but there is a little difference. What is data analysis? It is a process of inspecting, cleansing, transforming and modeling the data, because you will have bulk of information, so you have to inspect and clean and transform the important data what is needed for your research. That is called data analysis. The next is data processing. What it is, it refers to the process of regrouping and rearranging the sorted data. So what is analyzed before, you will process it with the help of some tabulations and summarization, some charts, tables. You will put it in those and you will sort them, which is said to be as data processing. So that is data analysis and process goes together. So in analysis, you will inspect and take what is the essential thing in the complete information and you will sort it out, and after that you will put it into different tabular columns and summarize them according to your research. So that is data analysis and data processing. So what are the steps in data processing is, the first thing is identifying data, editing, coding and classification, data transcription, tabulation and summarization. So we will see one by one. What is identifying data? So the data format can be identified and arranged by using softwares or manually. So here in your research in BSc, you will be identifying the data and you will arrange it with the help of the master data sheet. That is done by manually. But we have different software systems which is called statistical analysis systems, or SPSS, statistical package for social science, and we have a lot of Microsoft Excel and Minitab and other different kinds of apps are nowadays available for sorting and arranging the data. So data can be first thing is identifying the data, and you will arrange it in order with the help of software system or manually by master data sheet. So the next one is editing of data. Editing is done at the two levels. One is, mostly this editing we usually do it in qualitative study where you will describe. So during the field, when you go to the field and collect data, you can record those recordings, you can edit. And at the time of data analysis, which is called central editing, you can edit whatever the content really needed for your research. For example, you are going for an interview method and you are interviewing around 20 people. In that 20 people, the unnecessary contents you can edit and you can take only what is needed. That is called the editing of data. Data editing ensure the following things. When you do an editing of data, you should make sure whether it is complete, accurate, and there should be an uniformity in editing data. So you have to look for completeness, accuracy and uniformity. So this is editing of data. So first you identified the data, so you will put it in a master data sheet, arrange everything. And then you will edit the data. Editing happens only in case of qualitative analysis. It is done at two levels. One is field editing. So during the time of interview itself, you can cut short those unnecessary things, because you may ask question and the respondent may talk too much. In that cases, you can edit those things, field editing. And at the time of data analysis, you can do a central editing. When you do editing, you should remember completeness, accuracy and uniformity. The next one is coding. Coding, what you do when you make a questionnaire or when you make some in answers. So you can code, for example, A, B, C, D, we give options. So this A, B, C, D is a kind of coding. So coding refers to the process of translating answers into a form of numbers. So when you make a questionnaire, this coding helps us, because you can write A, B or 1, 2, 3 like that. So coding may be numeric or alphabetic, and zero coding also sometimes helps us. So coding have to be done. These all you can do it in master data sheet or statistical analysis packages. The next one, classification. Coding and classification goes together. When you classify the data, you have to categorize them under some headings. Can be related to age, sex or area of education or marital status. So you have your questionnaire, so accordingly you will put them under a classification. So data having common characteristics are placed in one class. In this way, the entire data is classified into different groups. So different types of classification are there. According to the attributes, you classify it like age, sex, area, education, marital status, occupation, like that. According to the class intervals also you can classify. So how it is done is, according to class interval means 15 to age category 15 to 25 or 25 to 26 to 35. So you can classify the group under some class intervals. We say it is according to class intervals. So what you do is identify the data, first step, and the next one is editing the data, then coding and classification, and then data transcription. So once everything is set, then you transcribe all those information into a paper or into a computer sheet. Okay, there are two types of transcriptions happens. Manual transcription, as I said, you can write it in a big chart and you make it like a master data sheet, or you can put it in the computer. We say it as computerized transcription. So whatever we have done in those previous steps is like a rough data, and you will put it in a arranged format in data transcription. The next one is tabulation. So you have to make it presentable and easily understandable for the people who read the research or who read your analysis. So in that cases we usually make it into table, column or chart. So we put it in pie chart or bar chart, or you make it as a tabular column. We say it as tabulation. Tabulation implies tabular representation of data. This tabulation sometimes they may ask in 5 marks. So you should know what are the parts of table and how to arrange the data in a table, all those things, different types of tables, so everything. So tabulation is an important question in research. Tabulation implies tabular representation of data. Parts of table includes, here I have given a table. So the table includes table number. So you need a number for each table, and subheadings, captions and stubs, body of the table, footnotes and source. So I will give you here an example. You can see there should be a title with a table number. Okay, table number, title. So we say it as row heading. This is the row heading, like all urban, rural. So that is called stubs. And column heading is called captions. So like here I have given location, gender. So this is called captions. And there should be a source. For example, if this information is from WHO or some other places, you have to mention the source where you get these informations. Source note. Footnote, you can write it like what is this explains. We say it as footnotes. The complete middle part of the numbers is called body of the table. So you for parts, the table should have a table number, title, stubs and captions, and body of the table, source note if it is needed, and footnote if necessary. Okay, so these are all the parts of table. What are all the types of table? Sometimes in some question paper, frequency distribution table itself asked as a 5 mark. So in that case, what you have to do, if they are asking one example or one type of the table for 5 marks, you should write what it is and you should show a example of the table. So types of table includes frequency distribution table. So here what happens, these tables represent the frequency and percentage and distribution of information collected. So how frequently it is happening and its percentage. In contingency table, this shows the distribution of two nominal variables simultaneously and their totals. Multiple response table, when classification of cases to be done in categories, then this table is used. So if you want to put them under different category, like male, female, okay, rural, urban, so those kind of multiple response happens, we say it as multiple response table. And there is miscellaneous tables. If possible, I will show the examples of these tables in the messages. Frequency distribution table, contingency table, multiple response table, miscellaneous table. So these are all the different types of tables here. This is an example. So this is the frequency table. So the class interval is here, the marks, the frequency of the happening of the mark is given here, and the percentage of the total numbers and the percentage also you can add here. This is called frequency distribution table. This is contingency table. So different contingencies have been here: poker, trivial, monopoly and volleyball. So all these different categories have been in one table column. This is contingency table. This is multiple response table. So male, female, there are two responses at a time have been shown here with number and frequency. I mean the frequency and the percentage. So this is called multiple response table. So other than this, if anything comes, we say comes under miscellaneous table. So the types of table or frequency distribution table, which is very common one, and contingency table and multiple response table. So next is summarization. So we have seen identifying data, editing, coding, classification, tabulation, and the last one is summarization. So whatever has been happened, you summarize it in figures, tables, graphs and matrices. So we say it as summarization. So manual data sheets, computerized data sheets, compilation sheets. So you can summarize it in manual data sheets. We say it as master data sheet. Computerized data sheets, a lot of applications are available, softwares are available now. You can summarize it in the software. And matrices means like you can put it under matrix or table or figure or graph. So you have to show others the easy way of how, you have to make them understand your analysis easily. So how you can summarize, as I said, you can either make a master data sheets, okay, or by a simple checklist by coding it under each category, or you can make it with a table or with the graphs or chart representations. So this is a compilation sheet for your, because you will be making it for your research. So I just want to show you this is a master data sheet pattern. So all the complete samples like 1, 10, 12, so here they have mentioned the sample number and all your categories have been listed at the top of the table, and you have to one by one list down all. Either you can write it like this or you can give a code for each answer. You can write A, B, like that also. So this is compilation sheet example. So this is data processing and data analysis. So processing and analysis goes together. So when you do an analysis, you may use a master data sheet or you can use a computerized software system. Hope you understood. So what are all the steps in data processing analysis? Identifying, editing, coding, classification, tabulation and summarization. Sometimes they may ask one heading inside this, they may ask you to write for 5 marks, so you have to prepare it in that way, or they may ask completely what is data analysis or what is data processing. Thank you.